Our political insiders joining us now. We have Charlie Giroux on the Republican side, Tony May here on the Democratic side.
So Charlie, I want to start with you and just ask you, do you feel that there is really a bipartisan approach when the Senate Intelligence Committee is questioning, especially Comey, but then move on to Jeff Sessions?
If I felt that way, Rob, I'd be the only person in America that did so. I mean, this is not bipartisan in any way, shape, manner, or form. You've got two deeply divided sides, each one of them, you know, taking their own perspective on anything that's said. You saw that with Comey's testimony. I'm sure you're going to hear the same thing out of Sessions' testimony today.
I think that there was a little more deference to the former Senate colleague, Jeff Sessions, today. There was a little bit of laughter here and there in the give and take. And he had more than one point kept on saying, but my colleagues here, oh, you're not really my colleagues anymore, are you?
My former colleagues.
Yes.
Former colleagues. One of the other things that was brought up at the hearing today was, you know, these rumors that we're hearing about President Trump possibly wanting to fire special counsel Robert Mueller. What's going on with that, and how was that handled today?
Don't know what's going on with that, Lara. Thankfully, I'm not, you know, part of the inner circle on that discussion because, frankly, anybody that's giving the president advice to do that should be sued for political malpractice. But General Sessions today did say, in answer to a direct question on that point, that he did not think it would be appropriate for him to do it. It falls to Rosenstein, the Assistant Attorney General who appointed the special counsel in the first place.
And Tony Rosenstein said earlier today in testimony that he sees no reason for Mueller to be let go.
Right, and it's interesting, the witnesses are playing one against the other. It was fine for Jeff Sessions to say he was happy to participate and felt necessary for him to participate in the firing of Comey, and yet at the same time he says, well, it's really Rosenstein's decision when it comes to protecting him or firing him. They want to have it both ways, and it's going to be a long time before we figure out who actually did what to whom and when.
Charlie, what about that timing of the firing of Comey? Jeff Sessions was asked a lot about that today because he's the one whose name is on that letter saying he needed to be let go, but at the time he had recused himself.
He had, and he said, I think very forcefully today, I think you saw his passion really rolling on that particular point, that the fact that he had recused himself with respect to the underlying investigation did not mean that he had taken himself out of running the Department of Justice. I think that's the basic point that he needed to make and that he made very strongly.
So would that still stand for Mueller?
I'm not sure.
He's still running the Justice Department if you wanted to get rid of Mueller.
No, because he didn't appoint Mueller. Rosenstein did.
So it's the
Well,
appointer.
now you're confusing me, and I watched the 2 hours of testimony.
I know you're easy to confuse, Tony, but...
Wow.
I'm just an average American.
Jabs right here.
Okay, guys, we are out of time. You can catch our Political Insiders every Tuesday right here on CBS 21 News at 5:30. And join us for Face the State Sunday mornings at 8:30 on CBS 21.